Good evening, I'm Robert Hadlock. Leslie Rohde is on assignment tonight. As we prep for winter weather, the state's power companies say they are already worried about running out of electricity next summer. The concern was outlined in a report released today by ERCOT, the power grid operator for most of Texas. The energy forecast shows electricity use on a steady rise over the next 10 years. ERCOT says there may not be enough energy reserves to keep the lights on and air conditioners running in the heat of the summertime. They may have to resort to rolling blackouts. ERCOT looking into several solutions, including getting more customers to agree to cut back energy use in emergency situations. Despite power problems last winter, ERCOT says there should be enough electricity to get us through this cold season. And KXAN's Aaron Cargile is live to explain. Aaron?
Good evening, Robert. Unless Texas experiences extreme winter weather, ERCOT says there should be plenty of electricity to go around. Today, Austin Energy showed us what they're doing to keep the lights and heaters on this winter.
We use these blankets, which are...
In October, when most people were still thinking about the heat, Lee Lewis was prepping for the cold.
If you're reacting, you're behind. So we try to stay ahead.
He oversees Austin Energy's Sand Hill Power Plant in Del Valle, making sure all 7 units that pump out electricity are working.
When things get cold, they get a little bit cranky and harder to run, so you want to keep them warm.
To do that, crews do what any homeowner might do, protect the pipes. This is a transmitter.
It has a small tube with water coming through it or steam, and we don't want that to freeze. So we protect it inside this cabinet, which has these 2 heat strips inside here to keep the cabinet warm. And then we have to make sure that it's covered all the way up to the cabinet.
Insulated blankets and heated wires are also used to keep the pipes from freezing.
You could come up with a scenario where, if we lost one of these units, it could have a pretty severe impact.
Not just on central Texas, but statewide, because the power being created here goes into one pool for the entire state to use. Last February, a broken and frozen pipe at 2 central Texas power plants near Temple and Rockdale helped trigger rolling blackouts across the state. There are backup units at this plant to take over if one stops working.
It's just like, somebody's car, your car could break down and you have to get it fixed. And we have staff here that are trained and ready to handle situations like that.
And it's not just about how cold it gets, it's also about how long freezing temperatures stick around. After more than 4 hours, it can be bad news for power plants. Live in downtown Austin tonight, Aaron Cargile, KXAN News.